take that move if you fix it quick?
I told him that I was 80% sure that I wasn't going to return next year, and I will visit with them when they come back to school again, and they will read the finality of it, obviously, and hear of it before they return. But I've had texts and some other calls from players urging me to stay, as my own children did. It seems that at this point in time, the only person that was comfortable with this decision was me. But, you know, like I said, when it's time, it's time. And I just feel good that it is time to turn this program over to somebody else.
Rich, how did your family, when you sit down and talk to them, what kind of things did they consider you, what did you discuss with them?
None of them wanted me to give it up. They all thought that I would miss it a lot, that you know, I could come back and ride out on the White Stallion next year, you know, and have victories over all those teams we hadn't beaten, and everything would be wonderful. So that's kind of where they were coming from. The only sane one was my wife, who said that she just wanted me to do what I wanted to do.
Rich, will you have any official capacity with the university in the future?
I don't think so. I don't know that. I said that I will be available to help if they choose to use me in any capacity, but that's not part of this conversation.
Rich, your favorite
Where do you
win?
think Kentucky football stands in the landscape of college football right now?
I think we're one of the programs that is close to breaking into the top 25. We had a few moments there in the last 4 years. We visited that lofty place. We are a team that is consistent in year to year. Even some of the teams that have been ranked ahead of us haven't accomplished what we have accomplished in postseason. Some of the teams in our own league haven't done it as well as we've done it. So I think that the program is in good shape. It needs to be in better shape, and that's a good thing. And I think everybody that likes Kentucky football and supports it understands that it's close to being good, but it's also close to be going the other way. I mean, it's when you're in a league as tough as this, you're going to have a lot of games that come down to one or two plays. And we won quite a few of those games, and we lost quite a few of them in the last several years. And it can go either way. That's why I am asking people to support this program, because it doesn't happen overnight, and it doesn't happen with one person either doing it or not doing it. It takes a collective effort. The trainers, the equipment men, the groundskeepers, a lot of people.
Coach, is there anything they could have done to keep you here a little bit longer?
You know, we were negotiating salaries for coaches and salary for me, and in the end, it was close to what I'd asked for. It wasn't exactly what I asked for, but that was not the overriding thing. Had they given me everything I asked for in that regard, I probably would still be here making the same decision, because I just, as I went through the last week, it became clearer to me that I was at peace with this.
Rich, talk about what might be your favorite win, whether it's come back to Georgia, the Louisville, LSU, maybe one of the bowl wins. What, you know, when you sit down and you say, this one really puts a smile on your face?
There's a lot of them that put a smile on my face briefly until I started worrying about the next one. You know, the LSU win against the #1 team in the nation, coming off of what they had done to us the year before. You know, the first Georgia win, the win at Mississippi State after the LSU game. I mean, there's a lot of them. And people won't want to hear this, but a lot of the Vanderbilt games, those were great games. And when I came here, Vanderbilt had a lead in the overall series in the history, and I lead with, I think we were a 2 game ahead of them right now. And there's just a lot of great things. In this league, anytime you play the powers to be, the Auburns and the Alabamas and the LSUs and Tennessees and the Georgias and those type of things, and Floridas, there were moments that we had a chance to beat all of those teams. In my first year, we had a chance to beat Florida, and we didn't finish it in the fourth quarter. I think since then, in most games, this team has learned how to close games and to win in the fourth quarter. But there are just a lot of good memories that I have about the games here.
To the fan that sits in Commonwealth Stadium and forget about Rich Brooks, the coach, but when they think of Rich Brooks, the person, how would you hope that they would remember you?
You know, that's not on the top of my list of priorities. I just hope that they understand that they have a chance when they come into Commonwealth Stadium to win football games now, instead of just coming to enjoy the tailgate.
Coach, what, in your opinion, what is the key, and what will you talk to Joker about as far as get him taking this where things are right now and moving them to that next level? What do you think has to happen?
Well, I think, as I mentioned, I've talked to Joker about being available, but whatever, he does or doesn't want to ask me, that's his choice. I don't want to be in his way. I think that I think something that is important, as I mentioned, are the facilities that I outlined. I also think that that Kentucky needs to move more to the middle of the pack in salaries in football in this league, and recognizing that the top end of this league is the top end of college football, but you still need to be competitive in that regard, in my opinion, moving forward.
Rich, given the bumpy start you referred to and the success that followed, kind of a what have you done for me lately world now in college athletics, what's the message there? And if there is one, is anyone going to pay attention to it?
Well, I think, every situation is different, but patience is something that really doesn't exist anymore in sports, I think, in taking programs to the next level, and sometimes patience is not rewarded because just because you stick with a person 4 or 5 years doesn't mean that 4th or 5th year is going to be productive. But I feel very good about Mitch Barnhart and Dr. Todd having sense that maybe another year was going to change what the results were on the field, and they saw enough progress in other areas that made that possible. And I think in a lot of situations that patience does not exist. In most situations it does not exist, because the internet, talk radio, which you're very familiar with, and really all of you people trying to shape questions and attitudes by different stories, different angles, to try to gain an edge in a very competitive market, in the media market, shapes people's attitudes. And most of the time they're shaped in a negative way rather than a positive way. And that's unfortunate to me. But I understand it. I mean, that's the nature of the beast.
You